Have you ever stopped to consider if the foundational principles of effective leadership and management were not born in the industrial age or the digital era, but rather in the intellectual crucible of ancient Greece? Could the profound wisdom of philosophers who lived thousands of years ago still offer surprisingly relevant and actionable insights into the complexities of leading organizations and teams today? Welcome to Philosophy, Science, and Beyond, a place where curiosity meets knowledge. Prepare to embark on an intellectual odyssey as we journey back to the vibrant world of classical antiquity. Our focus will be on a truly groundbreaking work that dared to dissect the very essence of management and administration using an innovative and enduringly influential method of inquiry. Get ready to have your understanding of leadership, ethics, and the fundamental strategies for achieving organizational goals profoundly enriched as we explore the timeless wisdom embedded within the writings of a brilliant mind from ancient Greece. Our narrative begins in the dynamic 5th century BCE, a period marked by extraordinary intellectual ferment and cultural innovation in ancient Greece. At the heart of our exploration stands the remarkable figure of Xenophon, an Athenian of exceptional versatility who distinguished himself not only as a philosopher and a prolific writer, but also as a keen historian, a skilled military leader, and crucially for our discussion, a dedicated student and close associate of the legendary philosopher Socrates. Deeply inspired by his teacher's unwavering commitment to the pursuit of truth through rigorous questioning and his steadfast emphasis on moral integrity and ethical conduct in all aspects of life, Xenophon meticulously crafted a seminal work that, while often translated using the economic term oikonomikos, transcends the narrow confines of mere financial management. Instead, it delves deeply into the fundamental principles governing the effective management of a household and a landed estate, offering surprisingly profound and remarkably applicable lessons that can be readily translated and applied to the challenges of leadership in virtually any contemporary setting, from the intricate structures of multinational corporations to the dynamic interactions within small, agile teams. The literary masterpiece we are about to explore, Xenophon's Oikonomikos, stands out for its masterful and pioneering use of the Socratic method, a truly transformative and enduringly powerful pedagogical technique for both the acquisition of knowledge and the art of teaching through the medium of structured dialogue. Imagine it as an intellectually stimulating and carefully guided conversation where fundamental truths and deeper understandings are gradually brought to light and uncovered through a thoughtfully constructed series of probing and incisive questions. This method actively encourages critical thinking, rigorous self-examination, and a profound evaluation of underlying assumptions that often go unchallenged. Socrates, a true master and celebrated exponent of this method, firmly believed in its unparalleled power to shape young minds, fostering intellectual curiosity and guiding individuals to explore and comprehend intricate concepts with remarkable depth, clarity, and intellectual rigor. Within the engaging and often surprisingly relatable narrative of Xenophon's Oikonomikos, Socrates engages in a series of illuminating dialogues with various individuals, touching upon an exceptionally broad and diverse range of topics directly relevant to the principles and practices of management. These insightful conversations span from the practical considerations of effectively overseeing physical property and the intricacies of achieving success in agricultural endeavors to the more nuanced and profoundly human aspects of managing interpersonal relationships within a household, including the dynamics of marriage and the foundational principles that should govern ethical conduct in all forms of business and economic activity. These discussions are not presented as static, dogmatic pronouncements or abstract theoretical musings. Instead, they unfold as dynamic and lively exchanges where Socrates skillfully guides the conversation, sometimes initiating the inquiry with deceptively simple yet profoundly insightful questions. At other times offering carefully considered answers and explanations, occasionally imparting wise and practical advice drawn from his vast experience and philosophical insights, and now and then engaging in robust and intellectually stimulating debate, challenging assumptions and pushing his interlocutors to think more deeply. Now, while historical scholars and philosophical commentators have engaged in ongoing and sometimes spirited discussions and debates regarding the precise historical accuracy of Xenophon's literary portrayal of his revered teacher Socrates when compared to the accounts provided by other contemporary writers, most notably Plato, the undeniable effectiveness and enduring power of the dialogue format as a tool for thoroughly exploring complex and multifaceted ideas remain undisputed. By artfully posing an initial question, often seemingly straightforward but designed to provoke deeper thought, and then skillfully utilizing the subsequent responses and insights as a solid foundation for further, more in-depth inquiry, Xenophon masterfully creates a dynamic and intellectually fertile learning environment where independent thought is not only actively encouraged, but also rigorously cultivated and allowed to flourish organically. This method compels both the participants in the dialogue and the reader to actively engage with the material, fostering a deeper and more lasting understanding of the principles being discussed. One of the most fundamental and enduringly relevant questions that Xenophon's work grapples with is the very definition, nature, and scope of management itself. He initiates this crucial line of inquiry by posing the seemingly simple yet profoundly insightful question: what exactly constitutes management as a distinct field of knowledge and practice? Is it merely a technical skill, akin to the specialized expertise of a physician in healing the sick, a blacksmith in working with metal, or a carpenter in crafting objects from wood? Through the unfolding and engaging dialogue, management gradually emerges as a multifaceted domain that necessitates not only a specific body of knowledge and understanding of principles and practices, but also a distinct and well-developed set of interpersonal abilities, strategic thinking skills, and the capacity for effective decision-making. It is presented not simply as a routine or practical task to be performed, but rather as something that intricately blends the characteristics of both a rigorous science, demanding systematic knowledge, logical analysis, and a deep understanding of underlying principles, and a refined art, requiring skillful application of knowledge, nuanced judgment, and the ability to adapt to diverse and often unpredictable circumstances. Indeed, Xenophon is widely recognized and often credited as one of the earliest and most influential thinkers in Western intellectual history to explicitly articulate the profound and still relevant notion that the effective management of human beings, whether within a household, an army, or an organization, is inherently both a sophisticated art form, requiring empathy, communication skills, and the ability to motivate and inspire, and a systematic body of knowledge. A true science that can be studied, learned, and improved through deliberate practice and reflection. Furthermore, Xenophon's insightful work delves into the crucial and intrinsically interconnected aspects of the efficient and responsible utilization of available resources, both material and human, and the skillful and ethical management of human capital. He astutely observes that for any significant endeavor, whether it be managing a large estate, leading a military campaign, or directing the affairs of a city-state to achieve lasting success and its intended objectives, effective leadership that is firmly grounded in both comprehensive knowledge and well-honed practical skills is absolutely paramount. Xenophon even proposes the intriguing and forward-thinking idea that the critical responsibility of management can be confidently entrusted to an individual who possesses the requisite expertise, understanding, and demonstrable skills, even if that person does not personally hold legal ownership of the resources being managed. This insightful observation elegantly highlights the fundamental and increasingly important concept of stewardship, a fiduciary relationship where an individual is entrusted with the significant responsibility of managing assets and resources with unwavering loyalty, utmost care, and a deep commitment to acting in the best interests of the owner or the stakeholders. This concept remains central to modern discussions of corporate governance and ethical leadership. In one particularly fascinating and thought-provoking exchange within the Oikonomikos, the crucial idea of strategically incentivizing loyalty, commitment, and diligent performance among those individuals who are entrusted with management responsibilities is carefully considered and explored. When the insightful question is posed regarding the most effective methods for fostering such crucial qualities, a character named Critoboulos offers the practical and remarkably modern-sounding suggestion of rewarding managers who demonstrably contribute to increasing the overall wealth, productivity, and prosperity of the household or enterprise by allowing them to directly share in the fruits of their successful efforts. This early and remarkably prescient exploration subtly touches upon the vital and enduring principal-agent relationship, the complex and often challenging dynamic that exists between an owner, who acts as the principal, and an individual who is authorized to act on their behalf and make decisions, who serves as the agent. While Xenophon's work does not delve into an exhaustive level of detail regarding the intricacies of agency theory as it is understood in modern economics and management science, it clearly highlights the fundamental need for aligning the interests of the agent with those of the principal and for establishing mechanisms for fair and equitable compensation. A critical topic that continues to be actively debated and extensively analyzed by economists, organizational theorists, and astute business leaders in the contemporary world. Moving beyond the more tangible and practical considerations of resource management and financial stewardship, Xenophon places a significant and sustained emphasis on the absolutely critical role that a manager's inherent character, personal qualities, and overall approach to leadership play in achieving sustainable success and fostering a thriving and productive environment. In one illustrative passage, Critoboulos recounts his deliberate and ongoing efforts to train and develop the overseers who are entrusted with the day-to-day management of his agricultural estates and other assets. This prompts Socrates to offer a profound and insightful observation on the empowering nature of effective leadership, noting that the ability to effectively teach others the fundamental principles and best practices of management can ultimately pave the way for the development of the capacity to govern on a much larger and more complex scale, even hinting at the qualities required for effective statesmanship. However, Xenophon is careful and consistent in stressing that the mere acquisition of technical knowledge and specific skills, while certainly important, is ultimately insufficient for truly effective leadership. He argues persuasively that a manager's underlying ethical stance, their consistent patterns of behavior, and their unwavering commitment to moral principles and a strong sense of justice are of paramount importance in guiding their decisions, shaping their actions, and ultimately determining their effectiveness in leading and inspiring others. This crucial point in Xenophon's discourse brings us to the critical and enduringly relevant intersection of ethical considerations and the practical application of management principles in real-world scenarios. Xenophon thoughtfully explores the intricate ways in which ethical conduct and a strong moral compass can be seamlessly integrated with the fundamental pursuit of profitability, efficiency, and overall organizational success. He examines the complex challenges involved in the fair and efficient allocation and effective coordination of various material resources, financial capital, and human talent on a significant operational scale, always emphasizing the importance of acting with integrity and fairness in all dealings. This early and remarkably insightful discussion lays a foundational groundwork for the more contemporary and extensively studied concept of business ethics, highlighting its enduring relevance and fundamental importance across the vast expanse of centuries that separate ancient Greece from our modern, interconnected world. According to Xenophon's astute and timeless observations, a truly reliable and telling sign of an individual's innate leadership potential and their effectiveness in a managerial role is when their mere presence has a tangible and positive effect on those they are responsible for leading. When subordinates are motivated to take proactive action, feel a sense of pride in their work, and are consistently inspired to perform at the absolute peak of their abilities, simply by the presence and example of their leader, Xenophon suggests that such an individual possesses the inherent qualities of a true leader. He posits that to cultivate and embody this kind of deeply influential and respected leadership requires not only rigorous training in the technical aspects of management and the acquisition of relevant skills, but also the deliberate development of a fundamentally virtuous and ethically sound character. Xenophon argues that for an individual to become a truly effective and respected manager who can inspire loyalty and drive positive results, the continuous pursuit of personal growth and unwavering commitment to moral integrity, a deep dedication to ensuring fairness and justice in all interactions, the consistent application of discipline both to oneself and to the team, and a general adherence to virtuous conduct in all aspects of life are not merely desirable traits or optional extras, but rather essential prerequisites for achieving sustained success and building a high-performing and ethically responsible organization. Interestingly, Xenophon's profound and insightful observations into the dynamics of leadership and the contrasting styles of management appear to subtly foreshadow some of the key principles and distinctions that would later emerge in the field of 20th century behavioral management theories. He implicitly draws a clear distinction between more authoritarian, top-down approaches to management, characterized by strict control and unilateral decision-making, and more human-centered, employee-focused approaches, which prioritize collaboration, communication, and the well-being and motivation of the workforce. Through his dialogues and the examples he presents, Xenophon suggests that managers who prioritize inspiring motivation, fostering a sense of shared purpose, and cultivating a positive and supportive work environment through a more humane, understanding, and collaborative approach, tend to achieve greater and more sustainable levels of success in the long run. This resonates strongly with modern management models and theories that place a significant emphasis on the critical importance of employee engagement, fostering a sense of belonging and psychological safety, and cultivating positive and supportive work environments as key drivers of enhanced organizational performance, innovation, and overall effectiveness. Ultimately, Xenophon's seminal and enduringly influential work, Oikonomikos, firmly underscores the fundamental and still highly relevant idea that the practice of management, when approached thoughtfully through the rigorous and insightful lens of the Socratic method and its inherent emphasis on critical thinking, ethical considerations, and a deep understanding of human nature, cannot be effectively divorced from broader considerations of social responsibility and the well-being of the community. He powerfully argues that management encompasses not only the prudent and efficient administration of material wealth and tangible resources, but also, and perhaps even more significantly, the skillful, ethical, and empathetic management of the human dimension within any organization, team, or collective endeavor, highlighting the critical and often underestimated importance of this inherently human aspect of leadership. Xenophon consistently emphasizes that for the establishment and maintenance of truly effective and sustainable management practices, a good leader must consistently exhibit and actively cultivate essential personal qualities such as unwavering loyalty to the organization's goals and values, strong self-control, and the ability to make rational decisions, resolute willpower, and the determination to overcome challenges, consistent diligence, and a strong work ethic, firm discipline in both thought and action, unimpeachable honesty and integrity in all dealings, and a deep and unwavering commitment to fairness and justice in all interactions with subordinates, colleagues, and stakeholders. The Oikonomikos thoughtfully concludes by presenting a comprehensive overview of the defining characteristics and essential virtues of an exemplary leader, powerfully underscoring, as the astute scholar Braggs aptly points out, that ethical concerns are not merely external constraints or burdensome regulations imposed upon the pursuit of profit and organizational objectives, but are in fact intrinsically constructive, fundamentally integral, and absolutely essential elements of sound, effective, and ultimately sustainable management practices that contribute to long-term success and the overall well-being of the organization and its people. Written in the 5th century BCE, Xenophon's remarkable and profoundly influential work, Oikonomikos, stands as a truly invaluable and enduringly relevant resource, widely recognized and highly regarded as one of the earliest surviving and most insightful sources to offer profound observations and thoughtful evaluations on the multifaceted subject of management and leadership. What is particularly striking, intellectually stimulating, and thought-provoking for the modern reader and practitioner of management is the remarkable and often surprising similarity between the fundamental topics, persistent challenges, and enduring principles explored in this ancient text through the engaging and rigorous Socratic method, and the very same core issues that continue to be actively debated, extensively researched, and constantly refined in the contemporary field of management since the transformative era of the Industrial Revolution. For instance, the fundamental and still debated question of whether management is primarily a skill-based art honed through practical experience and intuition, or a knowledge-driven discipline grounded in systematic understanding, theoretical frameworks, and evidence-based practices. The inherent complexities and ethical considerations surrounding the delegation of authority and the intricacies of the principal-agent relationship. The critical identification, cultivation, and development of the essential characteristics and virtues of effective leaders. The contrasting approaches and relative effectiveness of more authoritarian versus more human-centered and participative leadership styles. And the overarching and non-negotiable importance of ethical conduct, integrity, and social responsibility in all aspects of business and organizational operations. All of these critical topics were thoroughly addressed, thoughtfully explored, and rigorously debated within the enduring pages of Oikonomikos, and they continue to hold significant relevance, practical implications, and profound resonance in our increasingly complex and interconnected contemporary world. This enduring relevance and the remarkable parallels between ancient wisdom and modern management practices powerfully demonstrate the timeless wisdom and profound insights contained within Xenophon's pioneering exploration of management through the rigorous and insightful lens of the Socratic method. It provides a remarkably multifaceted and holistic evaluation of management that is not only deeply qualitative in its philosophical analysis, but also highly practical, readily applicable to real-world organizational challenges, and ultimately invaluable in helping us to better understand the enduring and unchanging dimensions of effective leadership across vastly different historical eras and cultural contexts. In conclusion, Xenophon's Oikonomikos, through its masterful and innovative application of the Socratic method, compellingly reveals and convincingly argues that the subject of management is far from being a simplistic or easily understood set of techniques or formulas. In this significant and enduring regard, Xenophon's Oikonomikos transcends its specific historical and cultural context and serves as an early, insightful, and remarkably prescient introduction to the very philosophy of management, prompting us to continually question our assumptions, critically evaluate our practices, and strive for a deeper and more nuanced understanding of the fundamental nature of leadership and its profound impact on human affairs. Indeed, as the astute scholar Block 2020 rightly observes, in order to contribute meaningfully to the ongoing development and refinement of management philosophy as an academic discipline and a practical art, it is essential to critically examine the fundamental nature of business management and leadership. And in this intellectual endeavor, Xenophon's insightful conceptualization of management serves as a valuable, enduring, and surprisingly modern reference point for comparison with contemporary management theories, models, and definitions. Beyond his profound and still relevant inquiries into the fundamental nature of management and leadership, Xenophon's Oikonomikos also thoughtfully examines a wide range of practical, application-oriented topics that are directly related to the effective practice of management in various organizational settings. He consistently emphasizes the critical importance of both possessing a detailed and nuanced understanding of the specific tasks and objectives to be managed, and demonstrating a high degree of proficiency in the effective and ethical management of both tangible resources such as finances, materials, and technology, and intangible human capital, including the skills, talents, and motivations of individuals and teams. These fundamental principles and enduring considerations continue to be extensively explored and emphasized in various forms and with increasing sophistication within the contemporary field of management studies. This enduring relevance serves as a powerful and compelling testament to the fact that Xenophon's Socratic inquiries and insightful evaluations regarding the principles and practices of management have indeed contributed significantly to our understanding of the universal dimensions of effective leadership, and, in this profound and lasting sense, can rightfully and justifiably be considered a foundational reference point for the study and practice of management across the vast sweep of history. We truly appreciate you taking the time to join us on this exploration of philosophy, science, and beyond. We hope this video has been both informative and inspiring. Please subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. All the best.